Facebook. Hello, welcome back. We are here for another episode of Tender Talk. A little bit late tonight. To apologise about that. Time got away from me. I was out for dinner and got back a little bit late, so a little bit wet outside. So I had to take a little bit slower on the roads. By the time I got home inside, and internet connection was actually down. So yeah. So we'll just we'll wait for a few people to come online, and then we'll get into it. Let's just hold up there, and we'll get into it very soon. Okay, so guys, if you are on, please feel free to say hello. I'd love to know where you're watching from, what you're up to. I hope I have a good connection here, so if you are there, let me know how the connection is going. So we'll just wait for a few more people to come on here. I think my internet connection might not be the best. Let me just see exactly what's going on here. Just give me a sec, guys. Let's see if my connection's okay. If you're online, it's okay. Otherwise, I may have to restart this. Oh, here we go. We're on. Good. All right, guys. So tonight's episode, as you can see from the title, we are going to be talking about points. So, I'll just, because the connection was a little bit poor, just give me a few minutes. We'll let a few more people join us. Because was a little bit, it's not the usual time, first of all. So we'll give a few more people to get a few more times, and also a little bit late as well too. So hopefully the audience starts building, then we can get into our usual chat. So guys, tonight we are talking about PowerPoints. Now if you know anyone who's interested in Tender Talk, if you know anyone who's liking the conversations that we are having on Tender Talk, if you've watched before and you found some value out of what we've talked about, hello, little daughter popping in to say hello. She's got a peg in her hand. So guys, if you are finding things helpful of what we talk about on Tender Talk, then definitely tag someone in the comments below so they can join us on this live chat. And share this. Love for you to hit that share button. I'd also like to know if it is your first time joining us here for Tender Talk. So definitely, leave me a comment below. Stephen, how are you, mate? Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Good work, brother. So tonight's topic is going to be PowerPoints. Now, you may wonder why we want to talk about PowerPoints, but over the past couple of weeks in particular, I've been reading a lot of posts, and a lot of people have been talking about asking for information on what they feel that the most important thing they need to talk about pre-construction. And a lot of things you want to make sure that you can actually do while the house is under construction, because you may not be able to do them after the house is handed over. So a lot of from what I'm reading is PowerPoints. People can't stress enough about adding extra PowerPoints. Something as simple as this, tend to sometimes be overlooked. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to dedicate tonight's Tender Talk specifically about PowerPoints and different spots you can have them. And also too, in the comments below, I'd love to know any extra PowerPoints you put in your home, or any extra PowerPoints you actually wish you had. I would definitely love to know where you put those as well too. So guys, as usual, if you know anyone that would be interested in this, tag them in the comments below, or even hit the share button so we can get them going as well too. So PowerPoints. First things first is let's talk about PowerPoints where you're going to have them but you may not have enough. So bedrooms will be the first point. Generally, you may only get to get one double PowerPoint in your bedrooms. So first of all, starting off by them too, a lot of people are commenting, a lot of people are talking about they wish they would have added another set of double PowerPoints. So having two sets of double PowerPoints in the bedroom is definitely the first point I would start with adding extra PowerPoints. Another tip that I would also add to for personally is you're thinking about your kitchen. Now, obviously, in your kitchen, you can have a lot of appliances that are going to need power. So I know personally we had an appliance cupboard and we stuck 4 PowerPoints. So we had 2 double PowerPoints in the appliance cupboard just to allow for all the different appliances that we had in there. So, you got coffee machines, you got toasters, you got kettles, we've got a child, so you got all the baby stuff. So PowerPoints in the kitchen is, definitely a must. So in the kitchen is another good place to have extra PowerPoints. So guys, if you are joining us now, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Is this your first time joining us for Tender Talk? If it is, welcome. My name is Daniel Simone. What we do here every Tuesday, Wednesday night, mainly Tuesday nights, I know tonight's Wednesday night, we get together and we talk all things building tenders. Now, I do pick a topic to talk about on these nights we do this, but as usual, I'm definitely happy to have conversations and chats and for you to leave questions in the comments. And as usual, guys, if I don't know the answer or I can't help you, I'm going to do my best to find the answer for you or just give you my personal opinion on the topic. So, so if you are joining us, guys, I'd love to know where you are watching from. Scott, how are you, buddy? How you been? Actually, Scott, you know what? It's funny you joined me tonight. I actually seen you driving on the old Northern Road the other day. We crossed paths and I just noticed your truck driving. So I did bit, but you probably wouldn't have recognised me. So back to PowerPoints. Now, adding extra PowerPoints is definitely a must. So other places, guys, I would love to know, actually, Scott, you can help us out on this one. Scott is an electrician. Where do you think is the best place to add some extra PowerPoints? Because I always hear people wishing they always added extra PowerPoints. Now, to obviously where your TV is going to be located. Now, I would also add in extra where your TV is going to go, because you don't just want a double PowerPoint, because you've got to think these days you have so many things added to your TV. So not only do you have your TV, but you could potentially have your pay TV, your Foxtel, then you could have a DVD player, then you could have a PlayStation, then you could have your surround sound. So there you go, right there, just off the top of my head, there's 6 PowerPoints needed just where your TV is going to be located. So there you go. Bedside USB chargers, that's actually a very, very good one, Scott. Yes, I do like the new USB chargers. Definitely very handy. These days here, it's funny, you have so many cords, but you can never find the plug. So having a USB charger by your bedside is definitely a good extra point too. Another point is also too is having adequate PowerPoints in your bathrooms as well too. So you got things like your shavers and girls, and particularly maybe my wife, they may have a blow dryer and a straight, and there's never enough PowerPoints in there as well too. So that's another good point as well too. So guys, as you keep coming online here, definitely welcome to Tender Talk tonight. If it is your first time, welcome. I'd love to know where you guys are watching from, what you are actually up to, and where you are in your building phase as well too. So just to recap a little bit tonight, as you can see, we are having a discussion tonight about PowerPoints. Now, I constantly hear people never having enough PowerPoints in there. Oh, that light is a bit out of the way. People never having enough PowerPoints in their home. So we covered a few spots. The first spot that we talked about was in the bedrooms. So not only having 1 double PowerPoint, but having 2 double PowerPoints, because you never have enough PowerPoints in the bedrooms. Second spot I suggested was in your kitchen, where all your appliances are going to go. So you could have up to 2 or even 3 double PowerPoints, even if it's in one spot. Practicality. I'm all about practicality. So you want to think maybe it's not going to look the best having, 6 PowerPoints in one spot, but it's going to be very practical when you got things like toasters and kettles and sandwich maker. And as your family grows, maybe it might only be 2 of you now, maybe a young family, or you may be, looking to start a family. As the family does grow, having those extra PowerPoints in the kitchen area will definitely help. Then we talked about, even in your en-suites, or, if you are lucky to have like a, a makeup area or some sort of dresser for your wife or for yourself, having the extra power points around that point is definitely one as well there too. And my mate Scott also mentioned about having the USB point chargers next to the bedside table is always a bonus. So guys, also too, I'd love to know if anyone else has any sort of comments on where they added the extra power points or where they would need the extra power points. Another one I think of now is potentially in your garage. Depends on, what you use your garage for. It's funny, how you ask what I say, what you use a garage for, it's for cars, but funny enough, the garage becomes a storage place, it's a workshop, it can become a lot of different things. So, one of the things I always talk about when designing your home is thinking about how you're actually going to live in the home. So practicality. So yes, your garage may be a garage, but it may also be doubling as a workshop or a tool shop or something like that. So you may need some extra power points for that. And even if you are a tradie, maybe a lot of tradies are watching this right now. I know myself, sometimes we have to come home with guns and batteries. We have to charge a lot of this sort of stuff. And it's pretty annoying when you have to get a power board and you have to charge them all up. So having a few extra power points will definitely help. Yep, that's a very true point, Stephen. That's right. So you want to, try and eliminate having all those extra wires running around the place with all the extra wire, the power boards. So having it pre-wired in is definitely a great tip. So so in the garage as well is definitely a good spot to have a few extra power points. And also too, maybe you might be having ducted vacuum, things that specialized things are going to need some sort of power points. So guys, a lot of you joining me tonight. I do appreciate you taking the time to join me here on Tender Talk Live. I love having these live conversations. I love building a great audience, and it's good to see having a few people having a chat with me tonight. Like I said, the more audience that we do build, the more variety of people giving their comments and their opinions on all these topics as well too. So, guys, if you did enjoy tonight's episode, I'd love for you to hit that share button and share it with all your friends and family. And also, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. I do appreciate that as well too. We had a really good chat tonight about PowerPoints. So, what I might do actually. So, guys, if you have missed any of Tender Talks, if you have missed any of the Simone TV, if you have missed any of the site visits, don't forget to head over to YouTube. Scott, love, cheers, mate. Head over to YouTube, search Simone Media on YouTube, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button where you can be the first to know when all the new content goes up. So as you can see here, we have this week's Simone TV episode. We talk about internal doors. The latest site visit is up, Simone TV, last week's Tender Talk, and we continue on with all our content right there on YouTube, guys. Mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of content for you guys to head over there and watch, and all things building, tenders, site visits, and everything. So if you haven't yet subscribed to YouTube, guys, please head over there, hit the subscribe button, and be the first to get notified when all the latest content comes out. Guys, if you have anything you want to discuss on next week's TED Talk, feel free to leave them in the comments, because as usual, I will pick a topic and I'm happy to answer or chat about anything else that you guys want to talk about. All right, guys, remember, share this if you found it helpful. Thanks for joining me for tonight's Tender Talk Live, and I will see you next week for another episode of Tender Talk Live. Thanks for the like, Scott. See you, boys.